Welcome back to Calculating Density. This is part 2 of the Density Labs, the highest density. We are going to be finding the density of 6 different blocks by finding their mass and volume and then ordering them from least dense to most dense. So here are the 6 blocks that we have, and you might be able to notice something for blocks 1 through 5. They are all exactly the same size. So they are going to have the same volume, which is cool, because we only need to find it for one of them, and then we found the volume for 1 through 5. 6 appears to be a little bit smaller, so we're going to have to calculate that one out. So let's get the volumes for all of our cubes first. Alright, if you look, cube 1, one of its measurements is at 2.5 centimeters. Another cool thing about cube is that the length, the width, and the height are all going to be the same. So length, width, and height is 2.5 centimeters. To find the volume, all we need to do is multiply length times width times height. Alright, so if you multiply that out, the volume of cube 1 is going to be 15.625 cubic centimeters. And that's the same for 1 through 5. So it looked like cube 6 was smaller, but it's 2.5 centimeters also. So, I guess that's good. 15.625 cubic centimeters for all of our 6 cubes. So now all we need to do is find the mass. So for cube 1, we have a mass of 46.2 grams. 46.2 grams. Alright, let's do cube number 2. So for cube 2, we have a mass of 126.2 grams. 126.2 grams. Alright, cube 3. So for cube 3, we have 137 point, and this one, oh bummer. Can't see. Here we go. So this is 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. 137.8 grams. On to cube number 4. For cube 4, we have 145.4 grams. 145.4 grams. Alright, cube 5. So for cube 5, we have a mass of 10 and 9, so that's 19.6 grams. Very small mass. 19.6 grams. Alright, last cube 6. So for cube 6, we have a mass of 11.2 grams. Okay, so I know you want to calculate out the density in order to find out which one is the least dense at the top and which one is the most dense at the bottom. But if you look, they all have the same volume. They're all the same size. We should be able to order our cubes from least dense to most dense just by looking at their mass. So give that a try. Try and order them from least dense to most dense here, and then we will see if we are correct by calculating out the densities. So our most dense, we look at these numbers, the most dense is going to have the biggest number, and that's going to be cube 4. Cube 4 had 145.4 grams. So we're going to say that our most dense is going to be cube 4. And our smallest one was cube 6, so that's going to be our least dense. Let's organize the rest of these. Okay, so just by looking at the mass, we're saying that this should be the order from least dense to most dense. So now let's calculate it out and see what their densities are going to be. So let's do for cube 6. Take the mass, 11.2, divided by volume, 15.625. And what we're going to do is we're going to round out to the hundredths. So here's our tenths, here's our hundredths. So look at the thousandths to see what this number does. Since this number is bigger than 5, this one is going to change to a 2. So our density is going to be 0.72 grams per cubic centimeter. Okay, that's pretty small. Let's do the next one. We said the next one was 5. So let's look at 5. 19.6 divided by 15.625. Same thing. There's our tenths. So we'll look at this one. Since 4 is smaller than 5, this 5 is going to stay a 5. So we have 1.25 grams per cubic centimeter. Well, so far we're right. What was next? Cube 1. So let's look at 1. 46.2 divided by 15.625. Okay, density is gonna be 2.96 grams per cubic centimeters. What? Why 6? Oh, because this 6 right here in the thousandths tells me to round this one up to the 6. Thank you for asking. Alright, cube number 2 is next. 126.2 divided by 15.625. Ooh, we are on fire. 8.08 grams per cubic centimeter. Did you see why it rounded up to an 8? It's because of the 6, right? You saw that. I know you did. Alright, cube 3. 137.8 divided by 15.625. Ooh, we were a little worried on that one. I was not worried. 8.82 grams per cubic centimeter. Alright, last one with Scottish accent. Cube 4. Have 145.4 divided by 15.625. That gives us a density of 9.31 grams per cubic centimeter. Oh, that should have been like one of my fancy ones. There we go. Alright, so you can see we were right. You could order them from least dense to most dense just by looking at their mass. And then when you calculate it out, it proves it. Because this is my smallest number, and that's my largest number. Is there anything on the back? I don't remember. Oh, there is. There's 2 questions. Alright. Do all of the cubes have the same densities? Well, no. We calculated them out. No. Why? What was different about them? They all had different mass. No. Because each cube had a different mass, and that's going to give us a different density. Alright, how can the cubes have different densities if they're the same size? Oh, we already answered that. Because, I know you're not supposed to start with because, but we're going to do it anyways. Each of the cubes had a different mass and density is mass per unit of volume. Alright, make sure that you also write your densities here. I'm going to do that now, but that's part 2. Part 3, when we'll have the grade.